Bad. What is that? Oh man.
9/11, baby!
Anything good going on?
9/11, baby!
Oh man, more stolen money. That makes sense. Oh, Rumsfeld, what's he got to say?
Tangled in our anchor chain. Our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
Oh, let's blow up some
We cannot
planes.
share information from floor to floor in this building because it's stored on dozens of different technological systems that are inaccessible or incompatible. We are, as they say, tangled in our anchor chain. Our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
What?
We cannot share information from floor to floor in this building because it's stored on dozens of different technological systems that are inaccessible or incompatible. We are, as they say, tangled in our anchor chain.
What?
Our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
Holy shit.
We cannot share information from floor to floor in this building because it's stored on dozens of different technological systems that are inaccessible or incompatible. We are, as they say, tangled in our anchor chain. Our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
That's insane. A lot of these probably fake though, right? Nobody gets to go there. Hmm. Kinda lame. The hell?
Chú mình mày tôi muốn đi sáu mà không? Tôi đâu nữa.
Oh, this should be
Wade, as you
funny.
heard earlier tonight, the United States Supreme Court majority wrote the following, quote, women are not without electoral or political power. No kidding. Wade, as you heard earlier tonight, the United States Supreme Court majority wrote the following, quote, women are not without electoral.
I'm sure by now you've heard Kamala Harris run around the country. Joy! We're going to bring back joy! Strength through joy! I want you to Google strength through joy.
What? What?
Strength through joy is the slogan, so laugh and grow fit.
Insane.
I'm sure by now you've heard Kamala Harris
The world we live
run
in.
around the country. Joy!
What happened to it? Jeez, I should have went and set myself up on a laptop so I could have a viewer at least. Funny shit.
Well, it's the same old story every single time. The overly aggressive dude getting out of the vehicle, trying to act macho, when we all know that he's far from macho as he tries to smack the phone out of the old man's hand, but ends up tasting that hand and taking an involuntary bow for his efforts. Starch to now involuntarily doing the Stifler. What an idiot. And now his girlfriend, person, place, or thing comes to his rescue. Let's take a quick look at the replay. Look, whatever the case is, man, you get out of the vehicle, you start acting the...
And here we go. I see this guy's face pop up behind the space shuttle.
What?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen,
Space
that
is
is
fake
a
and gay,
man's
just like they
face
say.
moving around behind the space shuttle in outer space. Now I'm going to zoom in where you can get a better look. There you go. See, he pops his head up, then he ducks back down, and then he raises up just again for a second.
The deploy went very smoothly.
Now I'm going to put a thermal filter on so you can see that this is not any
This
trick
guy's
done
thorough.
by myself. There you go, you see him rise up, back down, and he raises back up again.
Guy's on it, man. Good one.
Okay, now let's
Pedophile networks use these symbols, even to this day. The question is,
We got some weird noise. What's
why
that?
wouldn't they?
What?
More than a dozen men, including Disney employees, are facing jail time after they're caught in an undercover sex bust. The men wanted to have sex with the underage boys and girls.
That's messed up.
Point is the internet is alight with monkeypox mania. Even Joe Biden has chimed in saying that it could be consequential. The jaded public are being warned to brace themselves for cases, self-isolation and victims. But of course it seems that the ultimate solution is already waiting in the wings. That's right, more vaccines. However, is monkeypox actually a thing you need to worry about, or is this a case of Dumb and Dumber, hot on the heels of COVID-19? Let's take a dive into the alleged science behind monkeypox and take a look at virology's latest.
And finally, Gina, who do you consider to be your number one enemy?
Well, our number one enemy is ignorance. And I believe that is the number one enemy of everyone, is not understanding what is actually going on in the world. It's only when you start to understand
everywhere.
you make effective decisions and effective plans. Now, the question is, who is promoting ignorance?
Look at here. Crazy. Oh, these are funny. Good AI go. Baby Trump. Oh, this guy, he goes crazy.
And I appreciate the World Economic Forum providing me the opportunity to be on
He's
this
always making
stage
fun of him,
and
too.
say, fuck you, Klaus
Oh,
Schwab,
if
and
I
fuck
can't
the
do
New World
that,
Order.
we're in the
We, the
tube.
people, were born free.
What the f- Jeez, that's awesome. I need that filter. That was cool.
There's something huge going on, and y'all have got to know about it.
It's
My
huge.
research for the last 13 years just took a very disturbing turn. So we all know about the theory that there's PNCs walking among us, people that aren't really people. It's a lot deeper than that. The
What?
Schumann frequency and its new record
NPCs?
comes right into play with what we're talking about right now, but we'll get to that in a second. I'm going to try to explain this as quickly as possible. So there's many different beings walking around us every single day. But the PNC that people are referring to, they're not really PNCs. They're actually soulless individuals. This has finally been accomplished over the last 6 decades. Now, I'm not at liberty to tell you guys how this has been accomplished, but the important thing is, it has been accomplished. So we know the eyes are a window to the soul, correct? first thing to point out, the soul is not the spirit's not the soul. The soul is the living entity. When God breathes life, it breathes a living entity into someone. Soulless people are not spiritless people. Spirit is the inner being that lives in the flesh suit. The soul is the life. An example of that is if you get a little rodent and hold it against its will for a day or two in your hands, you will break its soul. It will no longer be who it was before by nature. So there are many people among us right now, and their soul has been broken. These people are living without any drive, barely any emotion, and a complete inability to see anything in the spiritual nature of this world. They are basically unalive, walking beside us, that cannot see and cannot hear the things that we see and that we hear. And you can see this in the dullness of their eyes. And that's exactly why when people see grays, what do they see? Nothingness, emptiness in their big black eyes. We're not going to get into what the grays are right now. You can see that here. But they're semi-physical, semi-spiritual.
This guy, he knows everything. Well, what's Fox News up to?
A Fox News alert. A brand new house.
There's something huge going on, and y'all have got to know about
What?
it.
Come on, man. Get out of there. Shut up. There we go.
GOP impeachment report finding that Joe Biden committed impeachable offenses that financially helped his family but hurt the country. The report states, quote, in certain circumstances, the president may be impeached for the actions of subordinate officials. The totality of the corrupt conduct uncovered by the committees is egregious. President Joe Biden conspired to commit influence peddling and grift. In doing so, he abused his office and by lying repeatedly about his abuse of office has defrauded the United States to enrich his family.
Pam Bondi is a former Florida Attorney General and a Trump campaign surrogate, and she joins us now. Pam, good morning to you. So this report is coming out on the same day that Joe Biden is going to be passing the baton on over to Kamala Harris with a speech that he's giving tonight. But what do you think about the content in this report and where things go from here?
Carly, much of it is shocking, but some is not surprising. Fox has done great reporting on this over the years. And it's really frightening for the American people because what this report says is while Joe Biden was vice president, his family, they were living a very lavish life. Pakistan, Russia, China. It's very frightening for national security. And we also know that he took documents home while he was vice president. Very sensitive.
Well, this is the first time, so
he had no
it's going to screw up, I'm
as
sure.
vice
I don't know what
president
I'm doing.
to do. So it's very troubling. And,
I figured if at this time of day, there should be a lot of
national
competition.
security and the American people.
Might get one viewer, maybe. I don't know. I think it's working though. Okay. See what else is crapping in today.
Guys, hope you're all doing fine. Got a quick.
A Fox News alert. A brand new
what is
House
going on
GOP
with this?
impeachment.
Doesn't normally
Message
do
for
that.
everyone.
What is that? That shit really does look like a fucking mask. That does not look like Hillary Clinton. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Is it just me, or does Hillary Clinton look like an entirely different fucking person now?
What happened to all her wrinkles?
Like, what the fuck? She used to have a really saggy fucking chin, which that could be plastic surgery, but like, that does not look like Hillary Clinton. Even up here, that looks like that's a fucking mask.
I agree, sir.
Cell phone users and Wi-Fi users, etc. When they went to 2, it was about 200 strands. They went to 3, it was about 3,000 strands. When they went to 4, it was about 40,000 strands. Now they've gone up to 400,000 strands. And so we always have thought in previous physics that the larger the stimulant or stimulation, the more effective it would be. As a matter of fact, therapeutically, in my energy medicine department, that was what we thought until 1982 or 3. We said it's a subtle frequency that allows our entire workings, anatomical workings, function, but also connects this subtle energy, us to all other life forms. Not only you to other people, but you to other life, as Gabriel just pointed out. And so
Man, it's
the
screwed up again.
frightening
What
part
the
of
heck
this
is
is
going
that
on?
this is something that has been used to hurt people.
Not sending enough
We're not
data. Maybe I'm
talking
just going to
about,
record these and post
This is a
them.
theory.
I don't
This is
know.
a philosophy. Yes,
be
there's
cool to go
research,
live in
and
case someone wanted to
10,000 or
chat,
25,000, but none of that research
Well,
basically
crap.
says the military and the Pentagon has been using it. I'm here to tell you they have been using it, 5G. That's what they've been doing. And do I think it's some
5G.
conspiracy to wipe people out? Well, I would hope not. I think it's...
Draw out of Afghanistan was a disgrace. Wait until you hear this.
The $40 million a week that comes on the airplane and comes into Afghanistan. The amount of money on the plane weekly is $43 million to $87 million. But one thing I want Americans to understand is in that bucket of the $40 million we send each week, we are paying basically welfare to the Taliban martyrs' families. So every Taliban member who died during the war with us, the U.S. government is paying them a stipend, the family. So our families of Americans who died there aren't getting squat, but we are paying Taliban families for basically dying while attacking us.
Remember this video the next time you go to...
Once people feel empowered and protected legally, you are going to have schools, universities, and colleges are going to say, you want to come to this college, buddy? You're going to get vaccinated. Lady, you're going to get vaccinated. Yeah. Big corporations like Amazon and Facebook and all of those others are going to say, you want to work for us, you get vaccinated. And it's been proven that when you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit and they get vaccinated.
That's exactly what you meant when you said making it hard for people to live without getting a vaccination. You affected people's ability to work, travel, be educated, to actually flourish in American society, to self-determine, as we're all given God-given rights. Shame on you. You inspired and created fear through mass mandates, school closures, vaccine mandates that have destroyed the American people's trust in our public health institutions.
Once people feel empowered and protected legally, you are going to have schools.
What
Is
it
the weird?
really
Their
means.
arm now?
This appears to be a message to expose the banking
didn't know
cartel in America, and to let the people know that they have the power to liquidate them, and get back to Kansas, the real land and republic. The Wizard of Oz, written by L. Frank Baum, is not just a mere story. What is Oz a symbol for? Ounces. What is measured in ounces? Gold.
Oh, okay.
What is the yellow brick road? Bricks or ingot bars of gold. The character known as the Straw Man represents that fictitious, all caps, legal fiction, a person the federal US government created with the same spelling as your birth name. Remember what the Straw Man wanted from the Wizard of Oz? A brain? No juristic person, legal fiction, paper corporation has a brain because he or she has no breath.
As far as temperature change, the IPCC's first report of 1992 showed that the medieval warm period was warmer than the present. Well, this didn't fit the narrative, so by the time the 1996 report came out, it was a completely contrived graph called the hockey stick. So what they did was they got rid of the medieval warm period and the Little Ice Age, and so instead of the graph doing this,
so the hockey stick, huh?
Out, and then they added instrumental record on the end that looks like it's going way up. The point is that the people that are calling them out on it are not getting the media coverage. You know, because look, at this point there's billions of dollars going into the whole climate change narrative. The climate right now.
Pakistan. Oh, it's probably gonna be too violent. Well, they're gonna do something bad to that guy, I think. Oh, snap! Did we just see that? No, we didn't.
Why are you voting for Trump?
Holy crap.
I'll be happy to answer that for you as somebody that is a former Democrat. I'm a two-time bone cancer survivor. I voted for Obama-Biden in 2008 based on Obamacare. And then when Obamacare was implemented, I promptly lost my insurance. I could not keep my plan. I could not keep my doctor. That put me in a tailspin of losing insurance.
What about Cash for Clunkers? Did that help you?
I got penalized for not having insurance that I could no longer afford. Now, that was pre-Donald Trump political career. That had nothing to do.
I'll have to say that I was as astonished as anyone might be that ivermectin
has potential as an anti-cancer agent. I'm a cancer surgeon. We don't do parasites, okay? We don't do ivermectin. And I was not really even familiar with those people who use ivermectin. And so when, in the early days of COVID, when it became clear that ivermectin was effective in preventing and treating patients with a SARS-CoV-2 infection, I began to be aware,
the good apple
having
flavor
looked
at
in the
Farm
literature,
Fleet
that there was 20 years
for the
of research
horsies.
showing that ivermectin had great potential in the treatment of cancer. I was introduced to a patient with stage 4 prostate cancer. Had received 2 vaccines, perfectly healthy, marathoner, no history of cancer in the family. 2 months after his second Pfizer shot, he works for the government. He's going to lose his job and his pension if he wasn't vaccinated.
Can't believe anybody.
He was diagnosed all at once.
Guy.
And I can't hear that. Oh no, we can't watch that one. Oh no, whoops. Wrong button.
Well, it's one of those situations where this person is
Come on,
minding
tell
their
something
own
funny,
business,
Steve.
and of course somebody's going to get up in their face and sucker slap them out of nowhere, and the confidence in her slapping skills becomes her downfall as they continue to scramble here on the ground. But it appears the victim that was just slapped is no longer the victim as she reverses things here, utilizing a little bit of Jiu-Jitsu 101, trying to utilize that high guard, and now trying to utilize that and possibly work a triangle. Obviously, the bully is now panicking, going, what the hell is this? And now everybody doesn't understand what's going on because they don't understand the ground game at all. But what they don't realize is that the redhead is about to choke this bully out and now continuing to ground and pound her dome. And of course, the bully's just panicking, kicking like a freaking fish out of water. Let's call her a whale out of water. And like a boa constrictor, she goes to work. And who are these idiots trying to break?
1933 is when they started monetizing us and pledging us as collateral for the debt. Now, to register, the word register means to abandon. And when you register a car or a berth or a house, you're giving it to the government. You're giving your legal title to the government, and you only retain equitable title, which means that you have the use of that property. The government allows you to use it, thinking that you own it. Clear evidence of this is anyone who owns a house, look at their mortgage, and you're referred to as the tenant. Not the owner, the tenant. So if you think you own your house, you're mistaken. Same with your car. The reason why they can impound your car is because you registered it, and under maritime admiralty salvage laws, they come along and they adopt it. In the case of the birth registry, they adopt the abandoned child.
No, man.
1933 is when they started monetizing us.
Didn't know it before though. Like that's old news. We should have stopped that years ago. What? What happened? Oh, damn. That's good sportsmanship. Bringing home the W, no matter what. Oh man, we're gonna come to that flat earth question right away. Nice music, I suppose. What's all this guy?
Morning there, everyone.
Oh, it's Crocodile Dundee.
Well, this morning, just on my way to work, I ran into a park shealer down the street. And she said g'day. She was quite polite.
Good day.
But she did ask me why have I got such a dislike to national parks. Well, that was fairly easy to answer for me anyways. So I told her the first part she got wrong. It's more than a dislike. It's actually a putrid hate. The reason being of just the management and corruption and so forth. When she turned around, she said, we're only trying to do our job. We're trying to make a living, feed and educate the kids. That's fair enough. But that's also what the cattlemen, the sheepmen, fencers, the trappers, timber cutters, that's all they were trying to do too. Not only did they lose that way of life, Parks come out and tried to burn and erase every little bit of that life. And they're continuing that today, as you all well know, with trying to bloody eradicate the...
I don't know about Australia's problems. Got
well, I got to thinking about it afterwards, you know, and...
See, what's going on?
Why would they be bringing in these tens of thousands of people, 20 buses a day, 1,000 more per day? Why would they be doing this? And what's your message?
The only reason that I can see that they would be doing this is to replace us. And we say Trump 2024 because Trump is the only one who's going to do something about this and partner with all of America. This is where all of America has got to come together and put a stop to this. We have to send these people back where they come from, or this is going to explode violently. It's going to explode on multiple fronts. And the mayor and this governor
like it is
doesn't
in England.
care. And since they doesn't care,
at least
then
we all got guns.
must go red. We must link up with all of America, and we care, and we have.
So today we're going to talk about a phenomenal book. This book is from 1904, and it talks about blimps and radium. You cannot have helium without radium. And it's interesting because people used to board blimps, and they would fly all around the world. This is where the Zeppelins came from, and all those old
nice,
world
like shopping
maps
malls
that we've
in them?
seen, they were in blimps, mapping out all of the world. But it's interesting because when you used to board a blimp, you could bring anything that you wanted. They had restaurants in them. They had a library in them. They had a bar in them. You could walk around. You weren't crammed into your seat, told you need to take off your shoes, and also served Monsanto's poisons while you were flying around. But this is just a remarkable one to look into, and I highly recommend looking into this book. It goes into blimps, radium, and so much more that has been hidden from us. So today we're going to talk about a phenomenal book. This book is from 1904, and
we
it talks
talked about it, but we
blimps
didn't learn
and radium.
anything. That was kind of
You cannot have helium.
It's laughable. It says here, malaria drug chloroquine does not inhibit SARS-CoV-2. So this study came out this week, and this is in Tissue Culture. So I looked at the study, and I thought, that's interesting. I don't know what happened there, but let me look at it. So then I saw Calu-3 lung cells. So they said, hey, it may work in kidney cells, but it doesn't work in lung cells. So in our evidence, yeah, it can work in vitro in kidney cells, but not in lung cells, right? So I thought, well, that's interesting. So I worked at MD Anderson. I was in ocular oncology, and I thought about it. I said, I've heard of that cell line before, Calu-3 lung cell. It's an adenocarcinoma. It's a lung cancer cell. So I tweeted, I corresponded with the author, and I said, I am so happy for your study. You just showed one of the most amazing things that I've ever seen. I never thought I would see something so clear. You just proved that when virus is around and chloroquine is around, chloroquine will let the virus attack a cancer cell. I think about that. So it will protect a normal cell, but chloroquine will not protect a cancer cell because they're dedifferentiated, the receptors are different. I mean, think about that. So I told him back, I said,
chloroquine, I guess maybe it's worth a shot if you got cancer.
You completely misinterpreted the data.
Don't know.
And you hid the fact.
What's he doing? Oh, that's pretty cool.
You saw the driver take a gun and go like this, and the bullet comes out of the gun just slow. Very, very, very slow. I'm thinking, this isn't the tape I ever saw before. So I said, is this a doctor tape? What's this about? And he said, this is the original one. And I said, no.
I wonder if they got copyrighted.
He said, well, I'm going to show you the one that you've seen on the media. So the next tape is your typical one where the driver just keeps driving, never even flinches with the gun.
Oh, that guy. I think they tickled him.
More than 130 years ago, the city of Chicago, Illinois seemed too grand to be real. This was the location of the 1893 World's Fair, also known as the Columbian Exposition. At the heart of this historical phenomenon was an ephemeral metropolis known as the White City.
They're all fake
the
at this
fairgrounds
point.
sprawled over
Everybody's
600
got AI
acres,
making these
featuring more than
Tartaria,
200 monumental
Barbaria,
structures that defied
things.
imagination. The manufacturers and liberal arts building alone covered nearly 32 acres. With the capacity to fit 4 of the great Roman Colosseum inside and seat 300,000 people, Its vastness was almost incomprehensible.
Welcome to the race, Tim Waltz. Let's make sure America knows supporters fascists, egging on the same rhetoric that led him to being shot in the first place. You have overseen some of the most radical youth trans surgery laws in the country. Under your leadership, teenagers can get their breasts chopped off and get sterilized, and your government calls it health care. You have the most radical abortion laws in the country. 0 limits. Every year, 5 to 6 babies are born alive and then murdered, legally, under laws you support.
If Anonymous takes on everybody, has he got that many people?
To provide a ladder so invaders can come over Trump's wall. You are a radical open border zealot. Also during COVID, you approved $500 million in hero pay for frontline workers, only to have 40% of that money go to people who were ineligible or, in many cases,
so they could dance and tell us to take a vaccine that kills you.
Pelosi's sidekick and did whatever the Democrats demanded. You will try to disguise yourself as a folksy Midwestern moderate. In reality, you are a white male version of Kamala Harris, radical, inept, deserving to be in leadership.
Oh shit! That was awesome.
One of the event's most iconic
the very word seek.
Welcome to the race, Tim Waltz. Let's make sure America knows who you are. You helped ignite the George Floyd.
Secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open. Director Deutsch.
What? That was pretty. What? Ah, we missed that one. I don't know what that was. Oh, the Foot Club thing? What is that? Holy cow. Oh, that's pretty cool.
I would love everybody who's a Republican to get down. When they say, oh, we hate America, no, we don't. We hate you. We love America. We hate you.
It's not good to hate anyone. I don't hate anyone.
Well, hey, let me ask you a question.
So much hate.
If you were an elected official, do you think it might be a good idea to like put these Republican Trump supporting QAnon voters in like re-education facilities and stuff?
Yes. Yeah, re-educate them.
Oh, man.
I have decided we really need camps for adults. And we need the kind of camps that you all run.
I guess they're building them.
The Democrats don't want Biden anywhere near this convention. He's toxic. And they don't want him standing on stage with Kamala. That's not going to help her at all. And Biden doesn't even want to be here. He's humiliated. And they're isolating him like he has the Rona. Trump was shot in the head 48 hours before the RNC, and he showed up every day with a bandage on his ear. Biden was stabbed in the back, forced to speak on Monday night as far away from Kamala as possible, and now he's evacuating quicker than Afghanistan. The Democrats don't want Biden anywhere near this convention. He's toxic.
What's the maximum amount of people you've bumped in one day?
22. That was at spring break.
What?
Wow,
That was a sore night.
Sore night.
So can you talk us through that? Like, what happened? How was that set up?
Yeah, so I basically shared my hotel room online.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, this is the room I'm staying in. Like, just come and queue up. And I will see as many of you as possible, like, whilst I'm here. Because when I went to spring break, loads of guys was like, oh, I've messaged.
There's a waiting line queue to get in there?
All of the messages. Like, and I've said before, like, I've only got so many holes and so much time. Like, I physically could not film with everyone I wanted to. So on the last night, I was like, right, I'll just let them queue up. I'll just go one after the other.
Yeah.
And that's basically what I did.
That's deceptively simple. Gravity. What is gravity?
You have no idea. Okay, next question.
Wow.
The Earth is orbiting, chasing, and spinning. How do they stay geosynchronous? How does that one satellite stay over the Earth while the Earth is curving through space at crazy speeds in 4 different directions?
Because it locks into gravity in one spot.
It locks into gravity.
Have you ever heard of fucking gravity?
Can describe gravity, but when you start asking, like, what it is,
that light wave experiment pretty much beat all
gravity, although it's very weak, is very long range. It can reach across the universe and slow down the expansion of the material that came from the Big Bang, turn it around, pull it back together, turn it into galaxies and stars, and eventually planets and a place where we could live.
How to remember if you wake up late at night or something and get out of bed that you're not back on the space station, because if you think you're back on the space station, you'll jump out of bed, try to float to go to another room, and you'll end up on the floor.
Gravity specifically contains the Earth's atmosphere.
Gravity holds it like our gas in.
The air pressure on Earth is created by the gravity on Earth.
Gravity!
Contained because we have gravity.
Gravity is a container.
To say that we need a container is a red herring. It's called Newton's law of universal gravitation.
Have you ever heard of fucking gravity?
I just appeal to gravity.
Theory of gravity.
It's so easy to show that, gravity's the container.
I don't have to appeal to gravity. You don't have to substantiate it.
The gravitational effect.
Earth requires gravity for any of this stuff to work.
I was drinking orange juice. So I had a quart of orange juice in a glass, and I poured a glass of orange juice for myself. And person as close as I am to you, I passed the orange juice to them and just released, pushed it toward it. Would have worked perfectly on orbit. Made a great mess there, thanks to gravity.
Gravity!
People in Australia are upside down. But they don't feel upside down. That's how our model works. There is no up or down.
That's awesome.
I know. I know. I know. I know. I know.
Oh no, that looks bad. Somebody's story went bad.
You're right. You know why your mother raised you right? Because you fucking...
Steve. Oh.
And Karen gets a taste of Chaz's hands. How about we just keep our hands to ourselves in the first fucking place and avoid situations like this? Yelling at Chaz about his parents not raising him right when she should be bitch slapping her parents. Instead, Chaz does the dog.
Soy boy attacks.
Karen showing her ignorance, thinking she can just put her hands on everybody and think there's gonna be no retaliation. Well, think again. Chaz's hands are ready to eat for everybody.
I don't know how many of these people watch before I get busted.
Apparently a man is
funny,
pissed off
though.
that somebody cut in front of him, and now he's going to approach that person, which will probably be the biggest mistake of his life.
Oh,
you should have just let it go, man. You should have
gotta
just
let it
said,
go.
you know what, I'm going to move on with my day. But no, you woke up and chose violence today and get up in somebody's car and even slap them as they take off. Should have let it go right here, but instead you're going to fuck around.
Oh. I think she dropped some firecrackers on his foot.
Crying tears of soy. What the hell do you think was going to happen? Look, you don't know what people are capable.
I personally investigated the Oklahoma City bombing case.
Oh, man.
Huge cover-up. Jack Kennedy's assassination, huge cover-up. Bobby Kennedy's assassination, huge cover-up. World Trade Center, huge cover-up. Okay. Terrorism. They're using it as an excuse to take away our constitutional rights and our civil liberties.
Cosmic flame.
The Bilderbergs.
Uh-oh, they'll probably
The
kill him.
Illuminati, Bilderberg, New World Order,
He probably already
globalists
did.
are the element behind this. It dovetails into the satanic movement, and this movement has infiltrated into our intelligence community.
This nigga just invented an endless supply of electricity. It all started when he was buttering his toast. The bread fell down.
The AI
and he
guy
noticed
gets the
something.
pass?
He butters his toast again and drops it from a very short height. But still, it lands on the buttered side. Now, the genius sees his cat and drops it a few times from different heights. He notices that it always lands on its feet. He then uses his 1000 IQ and tapes the buttered side of the bread to the cat's back. He then drops it, but instead of falling on the floor, it starts spinning rapidly. This happens because the cat is trying to land on its feet and the bread on its buttered side. This is now turned into a never-ending supply of electricity. He now lights up his town with his new invention because
free energy.
Invented an endless supply of electricity. It all started when he was buttering his toast. The bread fell down, and he noticed something. He butters his toast again and drops it from a very short height, but still, it.
Is that a fluoride water? What? What? Go catch me one of those creepy things and try it. What the heck? He's gonna. What? So confused. What just happened? I don't know. If I had a viewer, I'd ask him, what the hell was that?
It lands on the buttered side. Now, the genius sees...
Because this is what convinces people to accept, to legitimize total biometric surveillance. We want to stop this epidemic. We need not just to monitor people, we need to monitor what's happening under their skin, their body temperature. Like we walked in here, we had to go through a body temperature test. But exactly the same technology can determine what you think about the government. You know, anger is a biological phenomena just like disease. With this kind of surveillance, I mean, you watch a big president, a big leader, give a speech on television.
That's good production, quality.
The television could be monitoring you and knowing whether you're angry.
I like it.
Just by analyzing the cues, the biological cues.
Here's one that was missed by mainstream media. Early hours of Sunday morning, 3 guys stabbed, 17-year-olds, 2 17-year-olds and an 18-year-old stabbed by a 17-year-old in Peterborough. The 17-year-old who did the stabbing has been arrested and is being held on suspected grievous bodily harm. Grievous bodily harm. If you go around stabbing 3 people, surely that's attempted murder. But again, this isn't in mainstream media. So? The government, in conjunction with mainstream media, are trying to squash this stuff. Ignore it. Brush it under the carpet. Instead, their rhetoric is all about far right and how well they've done banging up people who've put posts on Facebook. Not condoning those posts, but people are angry. There was one lady, 50-something years old, who posted about mosques. Not a great thing to say on Facebook. And I'm not supporting what this woman did for one moment. But she got 15 months in prison. The prisons were overflowing. The government have got this thing now called Operation Early Dawn or something like that, where they're letting out so many prisoners while they should still be serving their sentences. Let's just see what happens when one of these prisoners commits a violent crime when he should have been still in prison. When Starmer took power, I gave until Christmas. That was generous. Surely this Fruit Loop has to go. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments and follow for more news, views and uncomfortable truths.
Oh boy. Oh, nice. Oh, that's pretty cool. We're gonna get one of those toys.
was fundamentally a tool of the far left. And that was really, I think, a lot of it was due to being located in San Francisco, Berkeley. And so it wanted to essentially project the SF Berkeley political dogma worldwide. The old school Twitter suspended and suppressed accounts that you'd call on the right 10 times more than they did accounts on the left. And even when they did suspend an account on the left, it was because of arguments between two people on the left. Twitter employees, people at Twitter, their political donations were 99%, literally 99%, to Democrats.
Yeah,
that's obviously an
makes sense.
extremely left-leaning group.
Old Twitter hard to trust
was
anything.
He's not going to be president. Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States. Take it to the bank.
Okay.
I guarantee it.
All right.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump. That's not going to happen.
When you talk politics, I won't watch your movies. Tom Hanks, you creepy Peter.
Filled with dinosaurs and red capes. I'm not like Tom. Take it from me. How about that?
Donald Trump has been saying
Dinosaurs
that
and
he will run
pandas.
for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Oh, you pissed him off there.
You better be ready for the fact that he might be leading the Republican ticket next.
I know you don't believe that, but I want to go on.
Sorry to laugh.
Which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Of the declared ones, right now, Donald Trump.
Truth.
Donald Trump, just last week, he confirmed to the National Review that he is again considering a run in 2016.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president of the United States.
Donald Trump will never be elected president of the United States.
Donald Trump is a...
Pretty sure some people say they're going to move if he gets reelected. That'd be awesome.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump.
Take some of these undocumented with you.
Never be president of the United States.
So when you stand and deliver that State of the Union address, in no part of your mind or brain can...
Standing here now, a biological male wearing a dress with a pair of leggings, do you sincerely believe that I should be subject to punitive justice on the basis of what I'm wearing?
I would encourage you to behave as a man, is what I would do, because you are a man, and I don't know how exactly you came to the point where you think you're a woman or very much would like to be a woman, but you aren't. And I don't think anyone who is affirming your delusion is helping. I think they're lying to you, and I think it's very disrespectful, and I think it will not lead to your flourishing. I think it will only immiserate you. You might hate me for telling you the truth, but I think the truth will set you free. Furthermore, your masquerading as a woman does infringe on the legitimate rights of other people, the rights of women to have their own bathrooms, the rights of women to have their own sports leagues. That is not something that you have a right to do, no matter how sincerely you believe the fantasy that you're a woman.
Standing here now, a biological male wearing a dress.
BlackRock knew that Donald Trump was going to get assassinated before it actually happened. BlackRock bet $360 million on Trump's assassination, and here's how they did it. They shorted a company owned by Trump. Ticker symbol DJT. If Trump dies, the stock will plummet and BlackRock will make billions. Well, Trump didn't die, and they convinced their broker to give all of their money back because the stock rallied 45%, taking their investment of $360 million all the way to zero. And what's strange is that the shooter had once appeared on a BlackRock commercial, and BlackRock removed the ad just minutes after the shooting. This is very suspicious, and I'll be keeping an eye out on the situation. Comment Boris down below if you want to copy trade elite investors. BlackRock knew that Donald Trump was going to get assassinated before it actually happened. BlackRock
statement, I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Now, what is that statement doing in the midst of a discussion about tribulation, persecution, prison, martyrdom? Why bring up the synagogue of Satan? Why bring up these people who say they're Jews and are not, but do lie? Well, it's very easy to understand once you identify who the synagogue of Satan is. Go to Romans chapter 2, if you would. Romans chapter 2. Now, I've heard a lot of preaching that discuss the synagogue of Satan, and I personally have never heard any preacher that I listen to properly identify the synagogue of Satan. And it always boggled my mind because to me it's very obvious when you just read this passage and take it for what it says, who the synagogue of Satan are. First of all, they are someone who says that they're a Jew. Now, doesn't that eliminate a lot of people right away? I mean, does everybody that you know say that they're a Jew? Does every religion on this planet claim to be Jews and say, we're Jews, I'm a Jew? No. Whoever the synagogue of Satan are, they are people who say that they're Jews. But are they Jews? No, they're not. Now, the other thing that you should notice is that this group is called the synagogue of Satan. Does every religion have synagogues? Does everybody go to a synagogue? Or is every person a member of a synagogue? No. But if we look at this, it's very obvious when we think about the fact that there is a group of people in this world who do go to a synagogue, who do have a synagogue, and who say that they are Jews and are not part of the synagogue of Satan. And that is people who follow the religion of Judaism. Now you say, wait a minute, Pastor Anderson, there's no way that's the synagogue of Satan because they're saying that they're Jews and they really are Jews. Can't you see that they're Jews, Pastor Anderson? You know, these people that go to the synagogue and...
I honestly think you're going to change the world. I mean that.
Thank you. When I quit my surgical residency in my 5th and final year, after hundreds of thousands of dollars in my education, my parents threw me a party.
No way. No parent would do that.
No parent. And they never told me to quit.
Hundreds of thousands of debt.
They were so proud of me.
You're making me emotional.
Yeah.
Sound like
so
wonderful
that is
people.
the reason. Doctors are in a trap. You know, it's $500,000 of education. You have this guaranteed salary, and all you have to do is drink the Kool-Aid. All you have to do is stay heads down and not ask questions, not ask why. That is so imperative for people to understand is that the reasons we're having surgery, the reasons why we're getting sick, the reasons why American competitiveness is plummeting, the reasons why our kids are chronically ill, half of the kids in America are chronically ill, are all from preventable issues.
Yeah, makes sense.
That practice Judaism? Can't you tell?
In the birth suite unit in my hospital, we've had babies born alive after terminations from 15 to 22 weeks. Born alive, gasping for air, moving and having a palpable heart rate, fighting for their lives. What I've directly witnessed...
Well, they need all those abortions, so they got their food and their adrenochrome now.
These babies were alive from anywhere from 2 to 20 minutes.
Did anything change for anybody? I don't know.
Whether you're ready or not. This is not just another date on the calendar.
Today, it's gonna happen today.
What we are about to witness is a celestial event so rare, so profound.
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's gonna try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go yourself.
But we need more of that, unless the butt kissing Elon.
Yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Don't advertise.
You don't.
Myself, I had a brother Fred, great guy, best looking guy, best personality, much better than mine. But he had a problem. He had a problem with alcohol. And he would tell me, don't drink, don't drink. He was substantially older, and I listened to him and I respected, but he would constantly tell me, don't drink. He'd also add, don't smoke. But he would say it over and over and over again. And to this day, I've never had a drink. And I have no longing for it. I have no interest in it. To this day, I've never had a cigarette. Don't worry, those are only two of my good things. I don't want to tell you about the bad things. There's plenty of bad things too. But he really...
Oh, what? At the park? She probably lost her ring or something. He's just helping her look for it. That's nothing. That's nothing bad. Jesus. I can't hear you, man. It's too muted. You're so quiet. Yep, that's a brain, I think. Brainish. Anyway.
Donald Trump, just last week, he confirmed to the National Review that he is again considering a run in 2016.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump. That's not going to happen.
He's not going to be president.
The Bible would swear to God that you walked on the moon.
Oh, you won't do that.
Yes. If you really walked on the moon, why would you not do that? So why don't you just put
He believes in God, but he don't believe in space.
And put your hand on the Bible. Swear to God you walked on the moon.
Mr. Cyril, knowing you, that's probably a fake Bible.
Really? Well,
That's
no,
probably a fake Bible. Awesome.
You have $5,000 cash.
Tatiana just got pulled over. Oh my god.
What? Oh no. Oh man. That's that's terrible.
Die Frösche sind geschlüpft, würde ich mal meinen.
What? Oh, what? No.
Guckt euch mal den erbärmlichen Frosch an, wie da seine Eier.
Starts off by spitting on this man. Whatever the dispute is, he chose the most despicable, most uncouth tactic and disgusting tactic, also known as assault. But today,
This guy's coming out. I'm coming out of the booth.
Supreme on this douchebag, thinking he wasn't going to get touched, he wasn't going to get harmed. And this guy...
Sprayed. That one there fucking just started, bruv. Bruv, what the fuck is this? Literally. There's one fucking spray in there already. And then that one's not been fucking spraying anything, so it's not even fumes. And then it just fucking starts spraying, literally, look. This one literally just started. It came out of nothing.
Maybe that's why they're all having riots.
Flying, just making it look
Just
more
getting too
natural.
much of that stuff straight in them.
A species that does not become.
This one's been fucking going for ages. I've been watching it, and then his mate.
Multiplanetary. A species that does not become multiplanetary.
Sorry, poor clicking. I'm
simply
tired.
waiting around until there is some extinction event, either self-inflicted or external. A species that does not become multiplanetary.
Draw cash in Australia. The banks want to know why, so let's go tell them the truth.
Around 6,000.
What is it for? My missus thinks I cheated on her last week. She's doing my f***ing head in, so I need to give her some cash and a necklace. She doesn't like flowers, she just likes designer handbags and shit.
No worries.
I don't know why it's important for the bank to know. It's money.
I'll have to ask.
I've got to go to a beauty salon to bleach my arsehole.
Yeah, there we go.
There's a bleaching package. And yeah, they said you can make it up to 3 shades lighter. Drugs, the devil's lettuce, you would know.
That's what you want me to put, John Bernard?
I don't deal it personally. I just connect people together.
Whatever you do.
Okay. What's the money for? Does it matter?
We need to ask customer why.
I need it for steroids. Summer's coming up, Stereosonic festivals. I need a shred for summer. I mean, if
I
you
need a
want
shred
to
for
transitioning
summer.
to be a woman, so I have
That's
to pay for the
awesome.
surgery. It's an expensive surgery. It's not covered on the med.
Oh boy. Jeez. What? Oh man. Poor troops always getting screwed over. Oh no, what?
Medicare. Draw cash in
No.
Australia.
Can't, what? We can't do that. Oh, Simpsons
President
did
of the
it.
United
Simpsons
States.
did it.
Could he actually win?
No freaking way.
Which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Donald Trump.
There's not going to be a president.
A night. How
Yesterday, scientists in the United States revealed that beer contains small traces of female hormones. To prove their theory, they fed 100 men 12 pints of beer and observed that 100% of them started talking nonsense and couldn't drive. Yesterday, scientists in the United States revealed that beer
If AI
contains
said
small
it, it
traces
must be
of female
true.
hormones.
Kamala being like, I'm not going to release my policies until I'm elected. That's like me being like, no, you're going to give me the job, and I'm going to show you my resume after. This is literally insane. You have to have such a low IQ voter base to even get away with one of the things she's done. Kamala being like, I'm not going to release my policy.
COVID was the worst public health crisis in a century. Donald Trump failed us.
What?
But Joe Biden and Kamala Harris got it under control.
I had to rewind that to make sure that I heard that correctly.
Yeah.
Under control. Kids had to be out of school for almost 2 fucking years doing virtual online school. Anthony Fauci came out and said that he just made up the 6-foot rule. CDC came out and saying that masks don't
I
work.
just made.
There are people
Sounds
with
like a
fucking
good
4
rule.
boosters.
Everybody stay 6
I know,
feet away.
even my 10-month-old is calling her out on her. Tell her, bullshit. Biden had COVID under control, but for 2 years? I know, baby. You guys kept people from seeing their dying loved ones. I wasn't allowed to be in the hospital to say goodbye to my grandpa.
Retail stores
People
always
couldn't
said,
say
"Oh,
goodbye to
that
their
money on the
parents."
stickers in the glass, 6 feet away."
It just blows my mind that there are people who are, they believe this bullshit.
Have you had a bunch of people? Why don't we get the next one? Oh, whoops. Whoops.
I've got a
Yeah, I'll
history
have to
lesson.
fuzz some of that out, bro.
The history of the middle finger. I just found out about it, and I feel compelled to share it with you, my intelligent friends.
People do a
This
lot of
history is
paintball
way
shootings,
more
it
fun
seems
when
like.
you know more fun facts about it, right? So,
Yeah.
before the Battle of Agincourt in 1415, the French, anticipating victory over the English, proposed to cut off the middle finger of all captured English soldiers because you can't shoot arrows without a middle finger. The British used this famous English longbow. It was made of the native English yew tree. And the act of drawing the longbow back was known as plucking the yew, or pluck you. Sadly for the French, the English won and began mocking the French
Pluck
by
you.
waving their middle fingers at the defeated French.
See these 2 motherfucking pieces of shit right here? These cock fucking suckers! Yo, why did you fuck me on my gold at 55% when it's supposed to be 50-fucking-8, bro? Tell the fucking world how much you fucking stole, motherfucker! And tell me what you're gonna do about it, you fucking cock sucker piece of
Jeez.
shit!
You can't drink that much coffee, man.
Hey, I live next door. I've got problems with the Wi-Fi.
Okay, so why are you here to me?
I want to use your
Well, it's your
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, isn't it? Have you done something?
Okay, but I've not got a problem with my Wi-Fi.
General Milley, do you think that these documents should be turned over to the United States Congress? And do you think that both General Donahue and Admiral Vasely should testify before Congress?
Sure, I absolutely do. I believe transparency. You're the board of directors for this corporation called the American government. And I believe that you're entitled to those within the bounds of classification. You're the board of directors for this corporation called the American government. You're the board of directors.
Cracks me up.
Okay, Brits, a little bit of help from a Briton down under here in Australia. And because these are some of the processes and procedures that we've had to use down here to get to the truth, and I think it might be able to help you guys with regard to Keir Starmer. So Keir Starmer was a human rights lawyer, and I fear that he has retained his human rights lawyer hat and not changed it over for his Prime Minister hat. Or has he? This is what we need to know. Because human rights lawyers tend to pick a side. They might pick multiple sides. And if you're not on the side that
Go AI, go, go. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I don't know what the point of that was at all.
The Club of Rome is a global network of independent and renowned thinkers. The Club of Rome analyzes today's challenges facing the world, their root causes, and the possible futures in a systematic and holistic manner. The Club of Rome encourages global debate in order to set in motion actions that by the middle of the century will ensure a more secure, equitable, and prosperous world.
I don't know. Good jam.
Why did Hitler convince the majority of Germans to vote for him? See, part of this Holocaust problem is that we always start by discussing what the Germans did to the Jews. Why Hitler came. The analysis doesn't even go to the point why Hitler came. Nobody has ever analyzed why the German nation that had more Nobel Prize winners and more famous researchers and scientists and was one of the best educated countries in Europe turned on the Jews. Why did these good Germans turn on the Jews? Who had more Jews living amongst them than even percentage-wise living in the United States today?
I don't know. Swedges. Swedges. You never know.
I'm saying to you that Adolf Hitler was an organic outgrowth of Jewish.
Said you could get with this. You can get with that. You could get with, or you could. You could get with, or you could get with, but you should get with this, because this is where it's at. It's that simple.
I don't know. Some of those probably aren't.
You just can't discriminate between the people who get a vaccine and who didn't. In COVID terms, let's look at this. The mRNA was shown, and we now know, they didn't even test for transmissibility. They didn't even test for it. They lied. They outright lied. So this didn't prevent anything, and it would make no difference whether you had that shot or not when you were in public. Listen, if we want to tell people to isolate because they've got a disease, that's fine. But when do you trust a liar? Anthony Fauci, our federal government, did not stop lying once during COVID. Not once. They didn't tell, you could tell when they were lying because their mouth was open. So why should we ask our people to continue to trust liars? If you want us to make a rule that says, hey, stay home when you're sick, fine. What you can't do is make a rule that allows me to be discriminated against because of the way that I choose to take my body, my choice. It should apply universally or not at all. You just can't discriminate between the people who get a vaccine who didn't.
What's going on? Oh, Howard, take it over.
operating outside of a notorious slow-kill bioweapons lab where over 1 million were served diabetes. So it operates as a restaurant serving FDA-approved food substitutes. We all know by now that this is just a breeding ground for big pharma cash cows, lifelong customer victims for the medical industrial complex. For many decades now, weird scientists here have been doing GMO research on Americans.
Have been making burgers and fries. They're delicious.
Now, I'm on the island of Kauai. Here's Kauai. Kauai is about 26 miles across. Here is the island of Oahu. Oahu is about 42 miles across. And the distance between Kauai and Oahu from center to center is about 108 miles, according to Google. The highest point on the highest point on Oahu is Mount Ka'ala, 4,026 feet in elevation. Here's another picture of Ka'ala. Now here is a shot that I took.
Today, Junior, what's the point?
Early in the morning. Clearly see Oahu off in the distance. Remember, this is about 100 miles away. This is taken from the Wailua River State Park. There's an overlook here. You can clearly see the landmass.
Well, as soon as the government tells everybody it's flat, then they'll stop arguing.
Bless is be less, appreciate is appreciate, and hello is hell is low. Slaughter is laughter. So the English language has been manipulated to trick your subconscious mind. Because they want you to think slaughter is laughter. And they want you to cast hidden spells on yourself. When you're saying bless, you're actually saying be less subconsciously. Even though the vibration of the word might be of positivity, but the subconscious picks up less, and the subconscious takes everything as truth. So be careful of the words you say, because words mold your mind, and your mind molds your external reality. Everything in your external world is a projection from within yourself. You change your internal world, you change your outer world. So be very careful with the words, like weekdays and the weekend when you're weakened. A daze is a form of a trance.
There's another image.
Welcome to a world where criminals are more bold and brazen than ever because politicians and policies protect assholes like this. But a lot of criminals don't understand that the average citizen is getting fed up with the bullshit, so now
man. Damn, Steve, all these are really not kid approved.
Hi, Jay. Here's a little treat for you.
All right, on. You just make them, or
just made them yesterday.
All right, on.
Just got them out of the smoker today.
Cool.
Yeah, by God, it's got a little cheese to it. Cook one up when you're watching football. That's my homemade.
I'm going up right now. I haven't eaten supper yet. I cleaned my entryway out. It was a disaster.
Yeah, if you haven't had supper, well, that'd be a treat for you. I just made them Sunday, and I've got them smoked today. And
still good going.
I got some sticks over in the freezer for you.
What is that? What? Whoa. What the heck? I don't know, this is weird. It's like a fun game. I think he cheated. Oh, man. man. Look at this fake moon buggy.
Moon rover comes quick, efficient, equipped with your own lawn furniture. Duct tape, optional. Don't forget your action pack. Mickey Thompson slicks in the rear with dune buggy cups.
Oh,
Not
man.
to mention state of the art. Second to only backwards Hibbley antennas with tennis balls. In a handy analog.
That's how they could talk to the
Radar
president.
And the always much sought after front end with an indestructible polypropagnol design. Fit 14. Umbrella inverted is extra. 38 million in 1969. Today,
The amount of money they've stolen from us.
this late
Sick.
1969 moon rover
For some
comes
crappy
quick,
pictures and
efficient,
fake movies.
equipped with your own lawn furniture. Duct
Sign language needs help. I gotta learn that stuff. It's kind of gets the point across. Gotta take care of the kids. Jeez. Awesome.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Do you have a car?
Yes, I do.
Would you date a man who didn't have one?
Absolutely. Who gives a fuck about any of that shit? Genuinely, who gives a fuck? No one gives a fuck what you drive. No one gives a fuck what you wear. If you're a good person and if you're the right fucking dude, you'll find the right fucking guy. I mean, women.
Hold on. So if you met a man out here and then he told you, yo, I don't have a whip, you'd still want to take it
I
further?
say you need a ride to the airport? I got you.
You pick him up for the first date too?
Of course.
If I made 50K, would that be enough for you?
No girl that actually gives a shit gives a fuck about how much you make a year.
So why do so many women make money the main point?
Because they're not the one. Your wife doesn't give a shit about how much you make a year, let me tell you.
So you think you're wifey?
I'm wifey for the right man, but honestly, to all you single men out there, if you're tripping about how much you make, don't worry about it, because the right girl is not going to give a shit because she's going to like you because you're an awesome person.
I got molested by a guy with Down syndrome.
Don't laugh, Brandon. I'm not laughing.
Why'd you laugh?
It's just.
That's fucking rude.
It's such a curveball.
I'm gonna say it again, and if you smile, I'm gonna leave.
Okay. But
No,
hold
I'm being
on.
real. If you smile,
All
I'm
right.
fucking leave
Hold
because
on.
That really fucking broke me.
No.
All right.
You ready? Don't cover your mouth though either.
Hey.
You can't cover your mouth. Because the thing is that I'm telling you something that's like I'm vulnerable about
I know,
it, and I'm
man.
expressing
I'm trying to
a
be
truth
cool.
to you.
Hey, dude. You gotta get serious.
And if you cover your mouth, I just feel like you're laughing.
Nope. Let's do it.
All right.
This is-
So when I was 9, I was brutally molested by.
You can't say brutally.
Why?
That's a curveball.
So when I was 9 years old, every day for a summer.
What?
You can't throw shit in there.
Why?
Every day? You couldn't avoid them, for God's sake. All right, hold on.
When I was 9, I got molested by a guy with Down syndrome.
Don't laugh, Brandon. I'm not laughing.
Why'd you laugh?
It's just.
That's fucking rude.
It's such a curveball.
I'm gonna say it again, and if you smile, I'm gonna leave.
Okay. But
No,
hold
I'm being
on.
real. If you smile,
All
I'm
right.
fucking leave
Hold
because
on.
That really fucking
All
broke me.
right. No.
All right.
You ready? Don't cover your mouth though either.
Hey.
You can't cover your mouth. Because the thing is that I'm telling you something that's like I'm vulnerable about
I know.
it.
What? What the fuck?
Because you have no time to actually watch my content at length and understand what I'm saying. You have small pieces of paper, small clips on a piece of paper, and you're trying to pretend I've said evil things. And then you're going to say I'm the most dangerous man in the world, which is truly laughable. Do you believe I'm the most dangerous man in the world, Lucy?
I'm not answering your question.
Well, then we need to change the dynamic of this interview because, and I'll make this clear, I allowed you into my home. I'm doing you a favor, giving you the first interview I'm giving to the public. You don't come here with a position of authority. You're not the police. I don't respect the BBC. I don't know you. We are equals. We are people, and I see you as my equal. And if you ask me questions, I can ask you questions back. For you to come here and sit down and pretend you're the Gestapo and that you don't have to answer my questions is disingenuous because this is a conversation. I don't owe you any degree of authority over me.
I think we're done.
Because you have no time to actually watch my content at length and understand what I'm saying. You have
Like him or hate him, he's got a lot of good
small
points.
clips on a piece of paper, and you're trying to pretend I've said evil things. And then you're going to say I'm the most dangerous man in the world, which is
What? What? What's he got? What is that? What? It's like one of those EMF absorbing things? That's kind of different.
I hired an outside expert. We got every single data point for every patient born in my practice. 2,700 variably vaccinated, 560 some unvaccinated, and we age matched them and compared them. And this is what we found. This should go on t-shirts. I'm just not organized enough to do it. But you'll see vaccinated in orange. Blue are the unvaccinated kids. And it speaks for itself. At doctorsandscience.com, all the slides I'm presenting here are available, so don't worry about trying to catch them all on pictures. But here we go. We're going to go fast because I only have 15 minutes. I want you to see these slides. Here's asthma, blue line unvaccinated, yellow vaccinated, allergic rhinitis, eczema, sinusitis, gastroenteritis, respiratory infections, otitis media, conjunctivitis, those are eye infections. Wait a minute, I thought vaccines prevented infections. What's going on here? Vaccines shift the immune system to allergy and autoimmunity, and you have more and more infections of other kinds. Here's other infections. Here's breathing issues. Here's behavioral issues. ADD, ADHD. There was none in the unvaccinated patient.
É o cara, hein? Ó, massa pra caralho. Vai lá, vai lá, vai lá, vai lá. Já era, velho, já era. Não dá pra ver. Não dá pra ver. Já era, não dá, não dá. Já era.
I'm sure he gets him in the end.
Everywhere she goes, Ouyang Haoyu is followed. What she buys, how she behaves, is tracked and scored to show how responsible and trustworthy she is. It's called the social credit system, and in one version now being tested, a person's reputation is scored on a scale of 350 to 950. And Haoyu, with a good score of 752, is okay with it. In fact, most people are.
Is a mechanism like pushes you to become a better citizen?
It's big data meets Big Brother, expanding how the government monitors, understands, and ultimately controls its 1.4 billion citizens. Thanks to advances in artificial intelligence.
It's like a Jones production.
Ja, ihr habt eben Glück gehabt. Ja, eben Glück muss man haben. Wenn eine Regierung kein Glück, sondern dauernd Pech hat, ja, was hat das Volk denn davon?
That looks fake,
Dass wir uns durchgemausert haben.
Super fake.
Und dass der liebe Gott dabei ein bisschen nachgeholfen hat, das spricht ja nicht gegen uns, das spricht doch für uns. Wir sind zwar nicht dauernd damit hausieren gegangen und haben nicht so getan, als ob der liebe Gott unser Fraktionsvorsitzender...
What's this D-bag saying? Nope, I'm a liar and a dirtbag. Piece of stuff. What? You gotta be kidding me. That's it.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of
I just think there's never any amount of footage of her.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context.
Όχι ρε, αυτό δεν είναι θαύμα. Έγινε ρε. Έλα ρε προφητηλία. Σαββίδη είναι θαύμα. Εγώ το άκουσα θαύμα. Σίγουρο θαύμα, εγώ δεν το άκουσα. Δώσε σταμάτα στον προφήτη Λία. Τι και τώρα μαλάκα. Όχι ρε, αυτό δεν είναι θαύμα.
From Russia. Russia offers safe haven for people trying to escape Western liberal ideals. Under the document, such foreign nationals will have the right to apply for temporary residence in Russia outside the quota approved by the Russian government and without providing documents confirming their knowledge of the Russian language, Russian history, and basic laws. Moscow, August 19th, TASS news agency. Moscow will provide assistance to any foreigners who want to escape the neoliberal ideals being put forward in their countries and move to Russia, where traditional values reign supreme, according to a
I'm done being locked up. I'm done with this. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. I'm done. There we go for good this time.
What's up, you going back in the hole.
Kobe, and I can find any location in the entire world. To find the exact location of your ankle monitor, I slowed down your video to look for important clues. First, I noticed a car with a California license plate driving by. Next, I noticed you were on a bridge. And last clue was this triangle structure in the background. I then spent the next 6 hours of my day going through the 25,000 different bridges in the state of California. Finally, I got my big break. I found the bridge. It was called the Shakespeare Bridge in Los Angeles, California. I grabbed my laptop and drove 3 hours to the Shakespeare Bridge. I started looking around for the exact area that you threw the ankle monitor. Finally, I located it directly in the bushes. I jumped directly over the bridge and went straight to the target. I secured the ankle monitor in my case and went straight to the Los Angeles Police Department. Now, I may not be able to find you, but Sergeant Bedewick and his 30,000 officers will. Good luck, gangster.
Oh, dang.
Decree signed by President Vladimir
Putin.
I'm done being locked.
Just up there. I'm about 20 meters away. Just there to focus yourself.
5G's bad.
Got this little nifty gizmo. Multi-field EMF meter, RF strength 50 to 3.5 gigahertz. So this should encapsulate basic 5G.
I got one of those.
So it's already on max strength, and I'm 20 meters away. And this phone that's recording it, by the way, is on airplane mode. So it's not affecting. It's not being affected by the phone. So I'm 20 meters away, and look at the waves. Maximum. 20 meters away. It's just constantly spiking up. What? Look at that spike. Wow. Oh my God. What is it doing? What is it doing? So it goes between 60% and over 100% every 10 seconds. Is that it?
Too much in here right now.
Oh my God. 5G cell. Yep. Just up there. I'm about 20 meters away. Just there, the 5G cell. Got this little nifty gizmo. Multi-field EMF meter, RF strength, 50 to 3.5 gigahertz. So this should encapsulate basic 5G. So it's already on max strength.
Oh man. What is going on? Jeez. Everybody's so crabby. Sucks.
Lived for 500 years before I finally learned the proper way to eat fruits. With grapes, use a toothpick to score from the bottom and peel back the skin, then squeeze to easily pop out the flesh. For pomegranates, score around the top with a knife and remove the crown. Make incisions along the membranes, and then you can break it open segment by segment. Remove the central membrane, and you'll have a pomegranate that's just begging to be eaten. For pineapples, cut off the top, then make another cut at the bottom third, and then slice it horizontally along the grooves before cutting vertically. You can then eat it strip by strip, which is both tasty and hygienic.
Good stuff.
Do you ever struggle with...
Oh, this sounds good. Fast car. It's a kid. Out of control. Jeez, nice shot. Damn it.
Good. Before you... No, you're good. Just tell the truth. The real truth. What you seen. What you know. They got it on video. Real shit, just tell the truth out. Not the other bullshit, just tell the truth out. They got it on video. Remember when Mookie went live? They know that. They seen us at Slugger House. They seen us leave Slugger House. So basically, we're trying to be real with you. Okay, I told you it took a little while, and they followed it, bro. All right, I followed that on the.
Don't believe the hype.
Just tell the truth, bro. Real shit.
Lawyer.
Who you see, put it in there, all that. Just tell the truth.
Cedric says back up or get smacked up. Chaz stumbling around like a drunken zombie. White Claw running through his veins. Not taking heed to the warning Cedric sent earlier. Chaz underestimating Old Man Cedric. Old Man Cedric blocks with that cane and he's like, have a seat. Instead he falls asleep and Old Man Cedric has the decency to put that chair back up, set it in place and walk off into the sunset.
Yeah. That's nice. We're repeating already? It's lame.
That when treatment was being suppressed, and by the way, not hypothetical treatment, published treatment, when that was being suppressed, we should have gone, hold on a minute, sounds like there's a racket here. somebody's suppressing real treatment options, and they're suppressing it so that they can justify an emergency medical countermeasure that can only be authorized if there are no treatment options. How funny is it that Johns Hopkins University, that's right, named for Johns Hopkins, the guy who actually popularized hydroxychloroquine for the treatment of malaria. How ironic is it that the very institution funded by the Rockefeller Foundation to celebrate Johns Hopkins, how ironic is it that that Johns Hopkins University was able to turn on its own namesake and say hydroxychloroquine is dangerous? The school has its name because hydroxychloroquine is safe. That's why it has its name. The CDC used to be.
Es ist dem Feind gelungen, die Front in breiter Formation zu durchbrechen. Im Süden hat der Gegner Zossen genommen und stößt auf Stahnsdorf vor. Der Feind operiert jetzt am nördlichen Stadtrand zwischen Frohnau und Pankow und im Osten ist der Feind bis zur Linie Lichtenberg-Marsdorf-Karlshorst gelangt.
Mit dem Angriff Steiners wird das alles in Ordnung kommen.
Mein Führer.
And the people that committed this hate crime against these wonderful Americans, many of them came to this country or their forefathers came to this country to start businesses and be successful and live the American dream, were victimized by a bunch of illegal aliens who came here as criminals to do criminal acts, and that's what we're going to talk about today. This all started for us here in the Sheriff's Office in March of 2023 with some...
This is our town. We've got steel in our spines, iron in our veins, and hope in our hearts. We've got the flavor, the guts, the grit, and those big shoulders you've heard so much about. We're a bold city, a proud city.
What's the point of the shoulders?
Who you calling Second City, where 77 neighborhoods are one. A city of giants, a city with heart, a city with heroes, a sweet, sweet place to call home. We were born ready, baptized by fire, tireless, tenacious, tested, trusted. And like someone else we know, when we fight, we win. We're ready to rise to the challenge, to rise to new heights. Rise, 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 up, up and away we...
Here come old Jesus, he's the Lion of Judah. He got eyes like fire, he won holy roller, he got it.
Oh, this dude.
Never in my life saw this at a Republican rally, but behind me you have Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. I don't know if that is that also Kamala Harris. I have no clue. But look at the fangs coming off of them. Look at the blood dripping down them. I don't know if they're like dead or if they just really dislike Joe Biden. But point of this being,
just now in China, they're putting up blue tarps all over the roofs of their houses.
Yeah.
Guess why?
Blue tarps?
Blue tarps, brother, all over all their houses, and they're building it right now. They know something is going to happen.
Is it going to be like a big storm or something?
Do you remember Maui? Remember the theory, how it was a laser that caused the fire, but only the stuff that were...
Have you ever seen the map of that one thing that happened in Las Vegas that we're not allowed to talk about? Yeah, there's like a whole map.
Yeah, I checked it out. It's still online.
So open up a search engine, whichever one you want.
It's there.
And type in these 4 words. That's the keyword right there. Map. It'll be like the 4th hit or something. You're looking for this one right here. Click on that. Takes you to this thing, which is a whole rabbit hole. So I don't know who made this thing, but whoever you are, you're a legend. It's incredible. Let me show you what this is. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna try my hardest to show you this stuff without getting this video taken down and my account's fucked up, because you're really...
Oh, for fuck's sake, man.
Stop that fucking talking, wee man. Oh, Ma, turn that fucking light off. I'm hanging out my back door here, hen. Shut your hole, you creepy furry bastard. I love you so much, Ma. Good night. Alright, wee man, if you get any spare change so I can get something to eat. You've got about 5 seconds to get your stinking boggin black teeth and dog-shaped breath out of my airspace. Your breath belongs in the swamp, you smelly fucking cunt. Oh, come on, son, just a wee pound or two so I can get a sausage roll for Greg's. Here, I'll even play you a wee tune. Is that fucking mould on your teeth? Right then, nae bother, gives a tune then, what you got? And I would walk 500 mile and I would walk...
We gotta get our flu shot, then a booster, then another booster. I'll say, you know, people are starting to die. Where'd you hear that? What are you, one of those conspiracy theorists? What are you, a cult member? Extremist, one of them? Here in the NFL,
emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside?
Just a little boat.
Beautiful trans woman out here. Tell us about your transition, how it went.
Can I hold this, please?
No.
So I have a question for you. Why are you asking me those questions?
Like we're interviewing like trans women and stuff like that.
I'm not a trans woman. I'm a...
Oh no, we're fully supportive. Do you want to talk about sort of transitioning or anything like that, or like what people
I never transitioned because I was born a woman.
No, of course you're a woman. Of course.
Does it make a trans woman any less of a woman?
No, you are 100% a woman.
I'm not a trans woman.
Is there another definition that people like to use, or?
You thought I was a man?
Beautiful trans woman out here. Tell us about your transition, how it went.
Can't even talk to him.
No.
So I have a question for you. Why are you asking me those questions?
Like we're interviewing like trans women and stuff.
What? That's awesome. So, who did that?
A president said, "Fuck Nancy Pelosi, I'm not fucking leaving."
130 times stronger than lime and 30 times stronger than garlic. It kills bacteria and fungi. We all have this plant at home. It kills up to 25 types of bacteria and fungi, protects against cancer, strengthens the immune system, and preserves vision. Do you know what plant this is? This powerful plant is oregano. Scientists have confirmed that oregano is the most effective natural antibiotic in the world. Oregano oil is an antioxidant 337 times stronger than green tea, 130 times stronger than lime, and 30 times stronger than garlic. To prepare our recipe, we will need only 1 tablespoon of oregano and 1 lime. Place a tablespoon of oregano in a jar and add 1 cup of warm water. This tea is used for respiratory problems, cough, bronchitis, urinary tract infection, digestive system disorders, and has been scientifically proven to kill Candida. Now let it steep for 5 to 10 minutes. Meanwhile, cut the lime into slices with the peel on.
Americans strive for money. Money is power. Money is the only weapon that the Jew has to defend himself with. Never.
Come, he wants to speak with you. All of you.
Come closer. Much money is lost through sending gold by coach from one country to another. In times of war, it is seized by the enemy. In times of peace, by thieves. You are 5 brothers. I want you each to start a banking business in a different country. One to go and open a house in Paris, one in Vienna, one in London. Choose the most important centers. In your day, there will be many wars in Europe. And nations that have money to transport.
Yep.
Lime protects against virus.
Into this tank. And it doesn't need a lot of water.
Pretty cool.
In fact, water is a perfect carrier of hydrogen as it is primarily H2O.
H2O.
So all that we do is once it's in...
The CEO of United Airlines last month, the CEO, he announced of all the hiring for all the new pilots that are coming up this year, all the hiring for the new pilots, the main focus is going to be diversity. What? Diversity? Not the best pilots you can find? Ones with the most...
inside the tank. It flows.
They don't want us to learn about money because they just want to pump
tired
out good
and this
employees
thing's
that
screwed
do
up,
what they're
so
told.
I'm probably
But
gonna
if you
call
look at
it.
school, it's
See if I can
opposite
figure out
of
what
what it
happened
takes
with the
to be
live
successful
and
in
try
real life.
again
Don't make a
tomorrow.
mistake. Do as you're told. Take tests by yourself. Don't cooperate.
Obviously,
Do it
nobody
by yourself.
watches.
Do it
I
on
got
your
no
own.
views.
And
I don't know.
the last thing
what,
was,
I don't even
oh, there's only
know
one
if it
right
made
answer.
it to YouTube because
No,
I got like
there's
5 warnings. So.
Tons of answers to a
If somebody
problem.
watches this, you know.
So you come out of school scared to death
Thanks
of
for
making
watching.
a mistake. You do everything on your own. You don't cooperate. There's no synergy. There's no brainstorming. And there's only one right answer.